Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Basico ServiceNow Learning. So in today's video, we are going to talk about script actions in ServiceNow. So let's see what we are going to explore in this video. So we are going to explore that what is script action, how to call script action, for example, in business rule or in any other server-side script like script include, workflow, UI action, etc. What are the benefits of script action? And we will also implement a use case scenario to understand the logic behind the script action, that how to execute, how to call, right? Okay, so let's proceed with what is script action. So script actions are server-side script that execute asynchronously when event is triggered, right? Which says that script actions are server-side script, right? And execute asynchronously. So the asynchronously here is that it will not wait for response. Means when script gets executed, then it will not wait for any response, or it will not create any unwanted latency or bad experience, and user can perform any action while the script is executing on the background, right? In other words, we can say that when event is processed, then script action gets triggered. Means script actions is not a script that we write and execute in like business rule or script include, right? Here for that what we have to do, we have to create an event first, and when that event is processed or called in any of server side script like script include, like in server side UI action, or in any business rule, then the script action which is linked to that event will get executed. Okay, so the final thing is that we need a event to trigger script action, right? Each and every word which we have mentioned over here will be clear once we will implement the use case scenario, right? We can connect each and everything what we are mentioning over here. Now let's see how to call script action, for example business rule or any other server side script that we will cover in a use case. Okay, now the another part is that what are the benefits of script action. So the benefits of script actions are many, right? Because it is basically a asynchronous script. So we can use it for modifying configuration item. We can also use script actions while dealing with large amount of data while integrations, or for example, let's say we have to make hundreds of child incident close, right? So we can use script action. Okay, because if we will use a synchronous script for that, then anyhow user has to face a latency or a delay, right? So for that we can use a script actions, even though we can use in many other scenarios. Let's say if something gets approved, something gets cancelled, okay, and we have to update some data in other tables, there can have lots of examples. So the benefit of script actions, as we have mentioned over there, that it is basically a asynchronous script, or we can say asynchronous server-side script which will get executed through event. Okay, and we are also going to implement a use case scenario here. So let's see what is the use case scenario which we are going to implement today to understand script action in detail. So the use case scenario which we are going to implement today is that when configuration item is attached to an incident record, then comment field of that configuration item will get updated with the required information as mentioned below. So to understand the use case, let's navigate to a ServiceNow instance. So friends, this is my ServiceNow personal developer instance. So to understand the use case, let's open an incident record first. Mostly I give example of incident because so that it can be understandable for everyone, either he is a beginner or he is a like an experienced guy, right? So here we have this form, incident form. Here I have created a custom field that is affected configuration item. In case if you don't have that field, you can create that field in your form if you want understanding of that. I had created configuration field. See, the field name is u_affected configuration item. This is a reference field which is referencing to a table that is cmdb_ci_server. Okay. So let's say if user select any of a configuration item over here, let's say this AS400, okay, then what happened? let me open another table to give you understanding. That is the table which we are referencing over here. Okay, let me give you example. That is cmdb underscore ci underscore server dot list. This is a way to open a list view of any table in a new tab. So here we are using this AS400, right? So let me open this. So in this form, or we can say in this CI, we have a field called comments, right? So as per use case, when configuration item is attached to an incident record, let's say we have attached a configuration item here in incident record and save it, then the comment field which we have here in this CI will get updated with the information which is mentioned in the use case. Let's say here, let's say we attach and save the incident form, then the comment which will be get updated over there is that this CI is attached to an incident on this date and the incident state is whatever the state is. Okay, in the same scenario, if the CI which is attached to an incident is removed, then this particular message will be displayed over there with this information which is marked with the hashtag. Same as for if the incident is resolved. Let me give you a brief of that so that when we will implement that, you can able to connect the things. So let's say if user put affected configuration item over here, fill the information, let's say able tutor, let's say test or description, right, and here must be some state, right, and he saved the form. It means in this incident record he is using this affected configuration item with any issue or something else, right? So this particular CI will get updated with the comment that this incident is using this CI or affected CI, right, on this date, and the state of the incident is new. Okay, if this incident is resolved and the CI is attached to it, then the comment gets updated that the attached incident or the incident which is using this CI has been resolved on this and this date. Okay, so what will this help is that in case if any incident is using any of the CI, at least the CI have understanding that what all incident is using that CI and what is the exact status of that incident. Okay, so whomsoever is opening the CI will able to understand the exact status of an incident record. Okay, so this is the functionality or the use case which we are going to implement today in ServiceNow developer instance through using the topic that is script action. We can also implement this functionality through various other things, but for the understanding perspective here I am using a script action to give you an example of that how a script action can be used while modifying a CI record. Okay, here we are modifying the CI record through incident record. Okay, so as I have mentioned in the definition that we need event to trigger script action, right? So means we need an event first and then we have to write a script in a script action. Okay, so let's see how we can create an event. So let's navigate to a ServiceNow personal developer instance. Here, see in printer navigator, if you type event, see here at the bottom, you will find system policy. Here we have this registry. This registry is basically used to create an event. Okay, so we can give a name over here. Let's say click on new. So whatever event we are creating over here with a name, that event will be called through any server-side script. Let's say if we are executing a business rule or we are creating a script include, then we can call this event from there, and that event will be linked to a script action, and that script action will get executed. Whatever script is written in the script action will get executed. So let's give an example of event name. So let's say we are updating a particular table, that is cmdb underscore ci underscore server dot what we are updating, we are updating the comments. Okay, so you can give any name over here, but make sure there will be no space in between the name and the name. If it is in like small letters, then it will be fine. So here giving a meaningful name will be helpful for you, right? So here I am saying that I'm updating a table comment section, right? So I have given update.cmdb_ci_server.comment. If you want to give a table name, you can give over there, but I am not giving over here. Here we have other fields like application queue. So I'm not giving any values over here. I have already created a video for event. You can navigate to that video and you will know about other things as well. So here I'm creating an event just to execute a script action, right? Here I'm saying fired by. So from where we are going to fire this. This is only a text field. If you want to give some meaningful information over here, you can give over here. Let's say I'm saying I'm just fired it through business rule. Okay, so in this video, I'm giving an example where I'm executing a event through a business rule, and then script will get execute, and whatever the functionality we have mentioned in the use case will be executed. So by business rule, I can give the business rule name over here, but I have not created a business rule. So let's create a business rule also before saving the form, because the things which we need over here, three things: business rule, event, and script action. So here we are creating an event. Here I am creating a business rule. Let's say here business rule. So let's first create a business rule. Let's say business rule name can be update affected CI comment. Okay, select table incident, because when we are going to save the incident record with affected CI, then this business rule will get execute. So I am creating after business rule over here, means after the form gets saved and after the data saved into database, the script will execute it. Then I'm saying on insertion and updation, this will get execute, right? Now when to run. So if I'm talking about here, means when user is changing the affected configuration item, then the business rule will get execute, or when the user is changing the state to resolve or any other state, but the affected configuration item value is available over here, then the business rule will get execute, means it will update the data in particular CI, right? So let's give some conditions over there in business rule. Here we have a business rule. Let's say I'm saying state changes. When state changes, then it will execute, or when affected configuration item changes, right, then it will get execute. But the condition is that this will not be blank. Otherwise, why there is a requirement, right? If this field is blank, then we don't need data over here, right? So here I put that, and affected configuration item is not empty, right? So this is the condition. When a state or this field get changes, but this particular field is not empty, then the business rule will get execute. Then we have an advanced section where we have to write the script. Okay, so let's save it first and then we will write the code. So here I have a business rule with some name, but I have to create a script for that. Means I have to call an event from this business rule. Now in here in this event, I can mention the name just for understanding, right? For here means fired by this business rule, right? Let's save it. So I think you are just thinking about it. I have not mentioned anything in the event, and now I'm going to execute the script action, right? And how it can be done. Yes, it can be, right? Event is a very basic thing to just populate. It's basically a small form where we have to give some values. Okay, here the main thing is business rule, from where we are just triggering that particular event which we have created over here. So from here we have to execute the event. So the way to execute the event is gs.eventQ. Okay, so here it is mentioned what all things we have to give. We have to give the event name, we have to give a glide record object, then we have to pass some parameters or any other things, right? So we have already created an event name over here, right? Then we have a glide record object that we can mention as current. Then we have two parameters which we can pass from here. Means while executing a business rule, we want that two parameter values will be passed to a script action. That script action can use while processing the script. Okay, so parameter 1 and parameter 2. Okay guys, so here this name of event is this, so I'm saying execute this event, right? Then glide record object, that is current. Now we have to give two parameters, that is param1 and param2. So here what values we can pass over there to achieve the functionality is that I need this affected CI sysID, means okay, so that at least I can create a glide record which can navigate to a particular record and update the things in it. Okay, so for that we have two things, that we need a previous sysID of that field and the current sysID. So here we have two objects, that is current and previous. So through current, whatever is the current value we can fetch, and through previous, the previous value which we have earlier, right? So let's say if I'm saying previous dot, the field name is u underscore affected underscore configuration item, u underscore affected underscore configuration underscore item. Okay, and another one is current dot the same field, right? So these are basically two things. Now I can say variable previous CI, right? And here I can say variable current CI, right? So it can be a possibility that while I am doing this, you are not able to connect. But believe me, when you try by yourself, definitely you got to know that what I am doing over here, right? So here what I am doing here is that this will give me a sysID of a previous affected CI if there is, and this will give me a sysID of a current CI if there is. Okay, now there can be a possibility that while user is changing this state, might be he is changing the configuration item, right? It means we have to also validate that while doing the things, is the CI change. Let's say if this is AS400 and while doing something he changed the CI to this car one, means he realized that that was not the CI which was affected, this is the CI which gets affected, right? So what we have to do, that we have to now update the comment in this car one that this is now attached to this incident, and we also have to update the comment here that this is the CI from which is removed from the incident, right? Getting my point? So we have to write a logic accordingly. Okay, so for that what we are going to here is that we just create a flag. Let's say where a flag can be like change CI flag. Okay, this is a variable, okay, which I'm going to say that if the CI change, then the flag is true. If the CI is not changed in between, then the flag is false. So here I can say if previous CI equals to current CI, means the CI is not changed because both are same, right? The previous one or the current one. While saving the form, it will validate that whatever the value that particular record previously have while saving it or updating it again, that current value is same as the previous one. It means the flag is not changed. I am saying that change CI flag equals to, let's say, false, means flag is not changed. Just I am assigning a string value to it. Okay, now else the value is true, right? True. Sorry, true. So here we are just passing two values, that is true and false, and giving to a flag accordingly. So in event queue, or while I can say executing an event, processing an event, triggering an event, you can say anything over here. So here I have given the event name, here I have given the glide record object. Now I have to pass two parameters. So the first parameter which I am going to pass over here is this flag. Okay, let's say copy and this. So whatever value accordingly this particular flag has will be passed to a script action. Getting my point? This param1. Now the another value which I am going to pass here is the previous CI. Okay, because it is easily we can fetch the current CI in script action, but we cannot fetch the previous CI value over there because that is the async server-side script, and it's a bit difficult for us to fetch the previous value in async business rule or any other async server-side script. So for that, I'm just passing two values over here. In case if this particular value has a flag, it will get passed true or false accordingly, and if the previous CI is there, then whatever the sysID of the previous CI will get passed to a script action. Okay, so through this way we can call a event in a business rule, what we have mentioned in the slide, right? The same way we can use in workflows, script include or server-side UI action to execute event. Okay, so when the event gets executed, by default, if we have a script action which is using that event, will get auto execute. Okay, getting my point or not? So here we are done with the business rule. So let's save the business rule now. Okay, so here we are done with the business rule, and here we are done with defining the event. Okay, so now the final thing is script action, for which we have created this video. So here please type script action. System policy, we have a script action. Click on script action. Click new over here. So as we have mentioned over here that we need event to trigger script action. So we have created that event, or we have called that event in business rule, right? And now the script action will get triggered. So see how. So here we have to give a script action. Let's give a name over here in script action field. Let's say update CI comments. Okay. Now here I have to select the event name. So event name is update CMDB CI server comments. Okay, so as we have created the event over here, that event is displayed over here. Now you are able to connect, right? Here we have a business rule where we are calling the event. Here we have that event, right? And that event we are using in a script action. So anyhow we are making a connection. Okay, so when this particular business rule fire this event or process this event, then here in script action we have that event. Okay, this event is called. Now execute the script whatever we have mentioned over here. Now we have an active flag, make it true because we want to run the script. Now we have execution order, you can give accordingly, right? Here we have conditional scripts. When the condition gets met, then only the script will get executed. So if you want to give conditions, let's say current dot state equals to something, or current dot particular field is equals to something, or any condition which you want over here, you can give here, right? I'm not giving condition over here. I'm going to write the script directly because whatever the condition I need, I have already mentioned over here in business rule when to run, right? Now what we have to do here is that in this business rule we have two parameters, that is this change CI flag and previous CI. So what we have to do, we have to capture these two values in script action. So from how we can do that, let's say variable previous CI sys ID. I'm saying event dot param 2, because here in the second one, see, we have param 1 and param 2. So previous CI we are capturing in param 2, and here we are capturing in param 1. Okay, so here is param 2. So for pattern understanding, let's say where change CI flag equals to event dot param 1. Okay, so in this way, whatever parameter we are passing through business rule in event queue, this parameter and this parameter, we are using these parameters over here and storing those values in these variables now. Okay, now for logic perspective, we also need incident number. So I'm saying inc number. Now how to get incident number? Current dot, because we are, see here, we are passing a glide record that is current. It means we can able to fetch the values, current values of incident records, right? So here current dot number. Okay, now this we are done with that. We have, and the most important is current sys right? We have this previous sys. So let's see current ci sys id. So that is current dot and the field name, this one, because we are directly getting the value from the reference field. It means it will return us the sys id of that particular field, that is affected ci. Let's copy the name from here. This is a big name, I don't want to write again and again, just here it is mentioned over here. So we have defined 4 variables. For better understanding, let me put together control here. So here these are basically 2 sys IDs of a configuration item. This is basically a flag, whether the CI is changed or not. It will tell true or false from the business rule, and this is the incident number which get involved while affecting the CI, right? Now let's write the logic now. So let's say update CI comment. This is a function, and I'm just giving 2 parameters over here. The first parameter is change CI flag, and another parameter is previous sys. Okay, then I'm saying function, the same function I'm going to use over here. Okay, now let's begin and define the code. So there can be 3 scenarios which we have to see. The first scenario is when the attached configuration item is not changed and the incident record is not resolved. Let me give you a brief. Means when this is not changed and the state is not resolved, then what will happen, right? Another scenario is when the attached configuration item is changed and the incident record is not resolved. Means somebody changed the affected configuration item and update the form, then what will happen? Means whatever script we have action, what we have to mention in this comment section of a CI. And the last one is when incident is resolved. Let's say if any affected CI is mentioned over here and incident is resolved, then what information what we have to populate in this CI, right? Okay, so let me navigate to this here. First condition is when CI is changed and incident, when CI is not changed and incident is not resolved. Okay, so means if current dot state is not equals to resolve, okay, not equals to resolve, so you can find that resolve value from here. Show choice list, type incident over here. You will come to know the resolve value is 6. Okay, so you can say when current state is not equals to 6 and CI is not changed, means flag is false, right? Because CI is not changed, it means both the CIs are same. So in that case, we have mentioned over here, if both the CIs are same, then the flag is false, right? So here I'm saying flag, whatever parameter I'm getting over here, CI flag is equals to false, right? This is the first condition. Now the another one is, let me create a frame first. Okay, when CI is changed, and incident is not resolved, okay, then it means if paste over here and say CI is changed, it means flag is true, right? And the another thing is when the incident is resolved, okay, then it means if it means it equals to current dot state equals to 6. Okay, and let's remove this. So here we have these much scenarios, right, where we have to write a script. Okay. So for that, what we have to do here is that we have to use glide record, right? So let's say where get affected CI, okay, new glide record, okay, where we have to trigger this glide record, as I told earlier, that we have to use in the table, that is CI table, this table, right? I told you earlier, right? That is cmdb underscore CI underscore server, right? So I'm copying from here, or you can also check in the incident record that, right? So I'm saying here cmdb underscore CI server. Now get affected CI dot initialize and get dot add, just a second, affected CI dot add query. Okay, so the query is, as we are getting a sysID of a previous one, even though the new one, we also have a sysID of the current CI and the previous CI. So here what we are saying, not change, it means we are using the current CI. So I can use the current CI sysID, right? So here I can write the query like sys underscore ID is this, filter the records, okay, get CI dot query, right? If get affected CI dot next, right? Okay, then what will happen? Then it has to update the comment section of a CI record, right? So here type get aff CI dot, this field name is, just a second, comments, okay, COMENTS, comments equals to, with a message which is mentioned over here. Let me see a message here. The message is that this CI is attached to incident number on this date, the incident is this. So the message this CI is attached to plus the incident number. See, here we can use that incident number, right? This CI is attached to this incident number on date, right? Plus gs dot now date time, okay, and the message is date time, the incident state is this. So here we can say current dot state, right? Now what we have to do, see, every time if the command gets updated here in this here, so every time it will get override, right? So what we have to do, the new command will become on the top and the previous command will go down. So for that, just say that we have to backward slash and plus here. So just a second, comments. So what this will do, whatever the command previously it will have, but to the slash n it will go down, and the new see, this text will get on the top, right? So we are done with this scenario now. The same what we have to do for here also. So now it is saying when CI is changed and incident is not resolved, means CI is changed, it means we have to figure out the previous one and the new one both, right? So I am saying, see, this is for the new one, it will update the value of the new one, and for the previous one I'm also again creating this, let's say get CI dot initialize, right? Means through this, let me just give you an example over here. Through this we are updating the comment of existing attach CI. Okay, and through this we are updating the comments of removed affected CI. Getting my point? So here I am again initializing this particular object which we have created for the glide record, and now get affected CI dot add query. Now here I have to use the previous CI, right? So you remember that here we are just asking for two parameters, flag and the previous CID. So we have to use this previous CID. Here we have stored the value, right? For this use to just update the previous CI record, right? So here I'm saying this underscore ID slash comma, and here we are using this value, right? Now get affected CI dot query, right? If get affected CI dot next. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to update the comments. Just copy these comments, paste it over here. Now the comment will be that this CI is removed from this affected CI field on this date and time. The incident state time of removal is this. Okay, so this CI is removed from this incident number on this, right? And the rest part is the incident state is, sorry, the incident state at the time of removal is, the incident state at the time of removal is this. Getting my point? So from in this way we are taking care of the current CI even though the previous CI in this particular scenario. Right here we have already taken care of the current CI because the CI is not changed. And now if the incident is resolved, then so now copy this affected CI1, copy and paste it over here. Right, we are done with this. So here if current equals to this, initialize this, and I can mention the comments which is mentioned over here that this incident is resolved on this and date time. So this incident is resolved. This incident is resolved on this date and time. Getting my point? Just a second. Here, I think. Let's say here, and I have to mention this here. Okay, so we are done with the scenarios. There can be lots of scenarios as well for this particular thing. So for the demo perspective, I have only mentioned 3 scenarios. The first scenario is here, right? When CI is not changed and incident is not resolved. When CI is changed and incident is not resolved, and when incident is resolved, then what will happen? So when the incident is resolved, it will only mark the comment with whatever the CI we have, right? That this CI is resolved on this kind of a thing, or this incident is resolved on this date, and right. So we are done with this. So in this way we can write a script in script action. So friends, we are done with this script action. We are done with the event. We are done with the business rule. I believe now you have an idea, right? How we can configure or how we can write a script action, an event and business rule, and how this particular connection will happen to get the thing executable, right? So now we have a demo first. Let's see whether this code is running or not so that we can make changes if it is not running. So let's open an incident over here, incident. So here we have incident. Okay, let's put able tutor, and let's put some configuration item over here, that is AS60, then test, short description, and state is new. Let's save it. So once it is saved, let's see. This is we have. Let's refresh it. The changes not done over here. Might be there is something missing in the code section. We have to check it, right? So let's check the code. So here we have this change CI flag previous. Okay, we have not mentioned over here that it will update, right? So we have to say get affected CI dot update. That is a blunder, right? We have not write this. So how the command will get updated? Control C. Just a second. Paste it over here and paste it over here and here. Paste it over here. Let's save it. Right? We are done with this now. So again, let's create some incident record. Let's see able tutor and see test short description, and I'm just putting any here. Just save it. Now put here. That's a reload form. See, now it's get updated. See here in this way. This incident, whatever we have created over here, we are using this CI. Now it is showing us that the CI is attached to this incident on this date. The incident state is 1. So it is showing 1, but it is not kind of a like understanding for us. So for that we also need to write something, right, which will display the exact state. So for that, go over here in the code, where we have that code. Here we have, so here we are using the incident state, right? So where we have the state, this, so we can say that get display value, right? So get display value will be help here. Just a second, make me a little big so that you have understanding of it. So here we have current state, put this get display value plus, and here we don't have that, right? Only 2 scenarios. Here we have that, here we have that, and here we have that, right? So let's update it. I have not mentioned logs over here. While doing a coding, you can, for debugging, you can use gs.log, right? But I have not done here, and even I have not commented a lot because it needs time, right? It will take a time. You can do commenting in this way while writing a code. That will be a good practice. So okay, we are done with this. Now again, let's change some CIs to something, let's say car1. Save it. Once I save it, let's see what happened. Reload. See, updated. So here it is saying this CI is removed from this, because now what we have done is that we have put that into car1 and the previous one we have removed. Now it is saying this CI is removed from incident days. You can change that language, okay? So this CI is removed. The incident state from the removal is new. Now see the text is displaying over here. Let's open that car1, that previous one or the new one got updated or not. See, in car1 we have a state, the CI, this number is attached. See here we have attached this CI, right? And the date and the timing and the state is displayed over here. And this one is the previous one, right? Here it is saying that removed. Okay, so this is the basically scenario which we have covered, right? That when the attached configuration item is not changed and the incident record is not resolved. The first one, when the attached configuration item is changed and the incident record is not resolved. The second one, and now the last one is when incident is resolved, we have to execute it, right? Okay, so 2 is working. I believe third will also working. What you have to do, you have to try by yourself the script action, and you have to let me know through your comments that you are able to execute a third one or not. Okay, and if any of the scenario is missed over here, you also have to tell me through your comments. Okay, this can also be a possible scenarios which we have to cover while updating the CI through the incident record using script action. So let me give a final brief of that. What we have to do is that first we have to create a business rule event, right? First we have to create a business rule event. Other than business rule, we can also create a script include or any server-side script, but the way is same, which we have to execute in this way. Okay, and for that we need an event which we have created over here. Then we have to create a script action where we have to mention the event name, we have to write the script, and this script will get executed asynchronously, right? And it's a server-side script. I believe now you have a better idea of script action, right? In case if you have any question related to script action, related to this script, feel free to comment below in comment section. I will also post all this code which I have written over here in script action, a business rule and event. Even though event does not have any code, right? But in business rule I have that code. I will post that in my website. You all know that Basico ServiceNow Learning. I have a website over there. I will post this code over there. I will also share that link in my description of this video. You can get that link. You can go and navigate the code. In case if you find something new in it, if you find something like you can write some other code or which is beneficial or some short code, let me know. Okay friends, so if you found that this video is helpful for you, then please do subscribe my YouTube channel. Please like and share this video to others. Thank you friends. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Take care.